I think I'm done with the brother printers. I haven't spent a ton on ink, and I'm overall very pleased with the print quality, just easy of use, right? I mean, it's amazing, the print quality. I have no complaint. The only thing I have with this printer is the print speed, paper jam situation. So I think I'm going to pick up another budget printer from Epson with a little bit more upfront investment. Good overall for the long run. So I came across this printer right here, and it's the Epson EcoTank 2980. This is a very new printer that they just released in March of this year, I believe. The EcoTank 2980 doesn't have a automatic document feeder, which I think is part of why I'm frustrated with the brother printer, because little roller that's inside the printer trying to pick up the paper, right? Like, you know, rolling it up this way. Now here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go to Office Max and pick this up and set it up, test print it. Hopefully we will reduce the cost on ink, reduce paper jam situation, and improved print speed. If I had the money, I would have gone for the top of the line 8550, but since I'm still saving up for that one, let's get this one right here, see how it goes. Grande, do you have jalapeno chicken pocket? Just got some coffee for me and my wife, both of us. This is my order: vanilla sweet cream cold brew, light ice extra cream. Alright, so what ended up happening was they are out of stock at the closest Office Max next to where I live. I'm gonna drive to one that's 15 minutes down the road. Alright, we just got to Office Max outside the parking lot right now. We're about to go in there and check. Hopefully they have stock, because I checked online, they said they have. Well, I mean, that's what happened to the first one that's near my home, but they ended up canceling my order because they didn't have stock. I called them, they didn't answer because the salesperson was busy. I wasn't just about to sit there and wait to waste my time, so I drove here 15 minutes. I'm gonna go in there and check, see if they have the thing I need. Look at what we got here. 8550, one day. We'll take you home. Right here. This is the one. Wait, is this the one? I think this is the one, right? 2980. Oh my god, look at the size of this thing. It is tiny. So yeah, we're gonna pick this baby up today, right here. Sorry, what was that? You got some Alright everybody, we have gotten ourselves the newest EcoTank 2980, and what did they promise? They promised the ink will last 6,500 prints. I highly doubt it, but you know what? I am very excited to try this printer out. I think our print quality and print speed will have a huge improvement, okay? Especially with this new method I found, how to do double-sided card. You know how like you guys were having questions about how to print both sides, and I just really didn't like the method that we were using earlier, where really had to sacrifice the thickness of cards to have double-sided card made. So I'm gonna show you guys this method after I test out this printer, if it can handle it well, and I'll teach it to you guys on how to do double-sided card without sacrificing the thickness. So this part right here, I actually had to mute the audio because my wife was working at home. So I'm basically just unboxing here, and you can see all the accessories that come with this printer. And yeah, right here, it literally tells you the ink cartridges are too expensive. But yeah, and then after I took off all the tape and I had to watch a video on actually how to fill the ink. It wasn't too difficult. I just want to make sure I was doing it right, because I don't want to damage anything. Once you insert the ink, that you see the tank is automatically filling in. Once the ink is filled up, it will automatically stop. So yeah, I just do that for all 4 colors. Right here, we're booting it up for the first time. Once you fill up the ink, then the printer actually takes 11 minutes. It tells you it takes 11 minutes to do the initial setup. Alright, do take some time to read your instruction, okay?
and get familiar with your manual, the settings inside of your manual. The setup is overall very painless, and once I connected the printer to Wi-Fi, I could start printing right away. One last step before we start printing, we need to add our printer to our computer, and this is what I'm doing right here. You really just need to select the printer if it's connected to the same Wi-Fi. Here comes the tricky part, okay? For whatever reason, all the paper types you see here, they do not match with the printer paper type. And that had happened in the past with my brother printer as well. I wonder if it's an Apple issue. After running a bunch of experiments, this is the setting I found the most compatible with the paper we use. So under media and quality, you want to select the media type as photo, quality best. Then the correspondence paper type on your printer should be premium glossy. This is what I mean by the name don't really match up. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the print speed, no paper jamming issue. The image come out crisp and vibrant. And again, if you have a little bit more budget to spare, I would highly recommend getting this printer. But if your current printer is working fine, then don't upgrade. Unless you're running into too many issues like what happened to me.
The next day.
Alright, this is not planned at all, but yesterday when I picked up the printer, I did not know that today is gonna be Prime Day. So this part of the video is gonna be a little bonus. The only reason for me to go out and get printers, test out these things, is so that you can make a strategic, calculated purchase decision. At the end of the day, I need you to learn the skill of making proxies so that it does not matter what tools you use and have. Everything is interchangeable. Why do we learn on the most budget printer? It's because it has the most limitation. But if you overcame those limitations, you will be able to make proxies with anything. I can make a proxy with a label printer. You don't have to buy a high-end printer to print proxy. It is not required. Sorry for the mess on my table because I was doing a lot of testing with this new printer right here. I think I figured out a way to print double-sided proxies. But yeah, stay tuned for that video coming out soon. Does printer brand matter? Yes and no. Really, it's like Nike and Adidas. They're both shoes. When you put them on your feet, they're gonna do exactly what shoes do. Okay, the printers are gonna do exactly what they're gonna do. We're gonna specifically look at Epson printers, okay? Just because the EcoTank system is very economical, it's very good for long-term printing. For this guy right here that we picked up, this printer came out March 2025, right? And this printer right here is basically an upgraded version of the lineup right here, the 28, whatever the number is at the end. So there's this website called ratings.com, and not sponsored, but I use this before I make a purchase decision. Right here, they gave you specific score on color gamma and on color accuracy. It just tells you how this printer performs. And overall, look at it. It actually does really good with small details. Max print resolution is very high. So I know there's a couple of deals with the stuff that I already recommend people to get. So for example, the ultra low budget printer Brother. And you already know this printer does a lot. Okay, it's not to say it's a perfect printer, but if you learned how to make proxy, high quality proxies on this printer, you have no problem making any proxies on any of the inkjet printer that's similar to this one right here. If you can overcome those issues, this printer is a no-brainer. The thing with this printer is the paper jam issue. I hate the paper jam issue. You can just keep reinsert, and until it works. You know, that's one way to get it done, right? And the price of ink cartridges, they really add up over time. I'm not even kidding. Like if you refill 3 times, right? That's another additional $60 on top of what you're paying for the printer. And by this point, you probably want to consider friendly usability of the EcoTank printer other than this one. Well, and then that's why I actually upgraded to another printer, because I'm done with the paper jam issue. I'm done with the overpriced ink cartridges. Okay, so again, let's look at all these deals and then see which one is actually worth purchasing. ET4800, I really don't know about this machine right here. See, that's the strange thing, that you would think the ET4800 will be at least 2 levels better than the ET2800, but it's actually not. These two printers right here, there's very small differences in terms of proxy printing. Okay, that's why you need to do your research before you buy. For example, right here, let's look at the photo quality. 7.5 for color gamut, 6.7 for color accuracy right here. This is the ET4800. Now let's look at the ED2800. 7.5 color gamut, color accuracy is 6.8. In this case, the lower tier printer actually has more color accuracy and produces similar, not even better result. The 4800 suffers on the print speed. Look at this printer, the lower tier budget one. The budget one right here. Look at this, 2 generations of gap. 2800, 3800, and 4800 still has no significant improvement in printing speed. Heck, it's even worse, 4.9 versus 5.0. So I'm telling you, do your research before you get a printer. So the ED2800 is definitely a steal. It's really good. It comes with ink cartridges. It will probably last you a very long time. Okay, so let's take a look. The ET2800 is currently on sale for $179, and the ED2980, you can get it at a higher price, but it's a newer model. First of all, we want to look at print speed. Okay, personally, print speed is very important for me. So the newer model does have an edge over the old model, but not by too much. Secondly, when we look at photos, right, if you look at it, yes, there is a slight difference. Regular person would not be able to tell the difference. And then if you look at the color accuracy, the older model is actually got a higher score than the newer model. And then small details when you look at it. So the older model actually has a higher max print resolution versus the newer one, and it actually retains really good detail. That's how you want to look at printers. You compare these. The newer model doesn't always mean that they're better. Overall, this one, 4800, avoid. 2800, get if you have the budget. The 8550, mind you, my dream printer that one day I will get. Right now it's on sale, $599. Which is insane. These two printers, they're on the top of the list for my recommendation for proxy printing because look at how many bottles of colors they have. That's a huge indication that this printer is gonna print beautiful photo right here. Okay, I only have 4 colors. This printer has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. If you have the budget, this is a no-brainer. Okay, I can care less about the other features. If I had $500 and then if I want to get a printer that will last, that will give me the best maximum quality, this is the printer that I would go for. And there's 2 models right here for the 8500 series. $100 differences between these two. The only difference that I'm aware of is the maximum print size. The more expensive model gives you larger print. If you have more budget, sure, get the Pro Max. If you don't, get the Pro. Yeah, there's a bunch of Canon and HP printer on sale, but I'm not gonna go in detail. Again, if you can print on a $70 Brother printer, do your research before you do your purchase.